remote viewing for the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachian Mountain Range system. The remote viewing was done on January 9th, 2023, and there was a mountain complex discovered with a hangar deck and a flight deck with TR-10 type crafts and circular drone crafts that are remote controlled and piloted. The TR-10 crafts can have pilots on them, and there was other technologies discovered through this remote viewing in the mountain complex. This is not a Space Force base that is working on arranging for disclosure. It is a different type of complex. It is a Black Ops mountain complex that is hidden in secret, but this is not Space Force related, where they coordinate disclosure efforts. This is not what that is. Yes, there are TR-10 type craft in that complex in the mountain range with a huge hangar deck and flight deck, along with other anti-grav circular crafts and drones. That is there, but it's not used for the purpose of disclosure. This is a Black Ops facility in the Blue Range Mountains. It is not a Space Force base, as has been reported before. Just to make this clear what this remote viewing is and what it is not. There is a type of a ridge where the mountain range is, Blue Ridge Mountains. And it has hills. This ridge has hills, and it has dips that are high and low. There's all kinds of vegetation. There's trees, there's shrubs, and there's a hiking trail that is very remote, and it goes up to a dark part of the trees where there's a deep type of a cavern system with these metallic / rock doors that have two sides to them, and there's grooves on the side of the cavern entrance in the mountainside. These doors are very high, and you have to put in the specific codes in the secret parts of the grooves. There's almost like you have to push some indent and then sort of like put in codes in a keypad on both sides of the doors for the doors to even open. And this is masked, so you have to search for the groove on the carved part of the side of the doors, and push the grooves, then type in the code in the special keypad on both sides of the doors to open both of them and go in. Then there is a tunnel system and huge walls. The ceiling goes up to something like 75 feet. And beyond that, you have to walk. And there's a lot of stuff in this huge facility. It is large. So this is the first impression that you get of what's leading up into the Blue Ridge Mountains when you're trying to find the entrance to this Black Ops complex that's under most of the mountain ridge system itself. Underneath it, it's deep underneath the Blue Ridge Mountains over several states. Virginia, North Carolina, it's huge. It's really big. It goes to parts of Tennessee. That's what I felt. Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina. It's just this complex ranges over several parts of the mountain range that creates the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachians. So it's a big complex down there. And it's remote. You can't get to some parts of the Blue Ridge Mountains. You can't get to every part of that mountain range. So it's a good place to hide it. That Black Ops military complex. And I suspect it's connected to NORAD and that series of complexes, bases. There's also Cheyenne Mountain. It's part of the military type organizations, but I think it's more Black Ops. It's deep Black Ops. So not all these military portions might even know about it. This is the first remote viewing of the Blue Ridge Mountain complex, what's underneath the mountain range. This was a teaching session. So the person was wearing a blindfold so they can connect with all their senses and beyond the 5 senses to focus in on the remote viewing, to be able to go to the Blue Ridge Mountains, to be able to clear their mind of all active thoughts, actually take themselves to remote view the Blue Ridge Mountains. So this is a teaching session where the person is starting to learn remote viewing. It is about practicing what they can connect to in terms of the target itself, what they can see and focus on. I was also remote viewing right along with them, so you will hear me talking a lot in what I'm seeing and them talking, not as much as me. We're interchanging, talking. This is, again, a teaching session, so the portion about where I'm teaching them how to do the remote viewing technique to access their target, that I have edited out because, again, this was a course, so it was for the purpose of the technique, protecting the technique. It was edited out, but you will hear the whole set of the findings for this first remote viewing. Then a second remote viewing of the same target was done by me alone on January 12th, 2023 as a follow-up, and I saw the same things again in that second remote viewing. I am clarifying why for the first remote viewing you're hearing audio. It's because, again, it was a teaching session for that particular target with a student. So that's the results you're hearing in the audio of a teaching session on how to start to learn remote viewing without the technique. Because this is what is taught in the course. And when this person is used to connecting to their senses while being blindfolded. So they're in total darkness and they can connect to the target that way. Some people just have their eyes closed and they can reach that state. Some people like to wear a blindfold. In this first session, the person wasn't drawing anything about the target. They were just describing the target location and what was there. And so was I. I was just describing it. The way I'm used to doing remote viewing is starting off with my eyes closed, clearing all active thought, and once there's a blank white field, no active thoughts, no worries, no distractions, then I open my eyes. Once I see the target, I have my pen and my paper in front of me, the ink pen, and I go to draw and write what I'm seeing in the target itself. I don't have to wear a blindfold. I even don't have to really have my eyes closed. I am able to do the technique and connect to the target because I've done many different targets. I've practiced. I've done remote viewing for almost 7 years now. So for me, I've never worn a blindfold, but some people do, and that's how they begin to learn remote viewing from the start. Today we're going to remote view the Blue Ridge Mountains. So as a warm-up, we're just going to start with the Blue Ridge Mountains in the USA.
I don't think we're going to find anything.
Okay, well, it's not a matter what we think when we are doing remote viewing. It's if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I want to check that.
Okay.
So I put aside all this belief in all things that are,
Okay.
My intention is to find the truth. And I do think the Blue Ridge Mountains are an interesting, it's a huge mountain range. It spans several states.
I love the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I believe there's stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that it's not the good guys and the Galactics in there.
Well, what we'll see. She didn't say it's the Galactics in there. She said it's Space Force and a military base. That's what she said. So let's suspend what she said and see what's actually there, or if there's nothing there. This is what I want to check.
My intention is to find the truth. I'm going to I was going to say take information, put that on the side. I will not think about that. I'm thinking about what's really there and where Ileana wants me to go.
Mm-hmm.
And put all that preconceived notions and put them away.
Focus your mind and zoom in on the mountain range. And what do you see with your senses? What is physically there? What is the spot?
Above to the side of the tree. So I'm not on the ground. And I'm kind of seeing where the trees part a little bit. But I can't really see in there because it's dark. I see like a dirt path. Like a hiking trail.
And where is that hiking path taking you?
I don't know, I just found it.
So let's focus in on what was that area beside the tree with the darkness, and what is that cave system, or what is that entrance, and where does it go? And if this hiking path is in any way connected to it?
I have a clear knowing that the hiking path is connected to it.
Okay.
Where it's located geographically, other than knowing it's the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Is there an entrance from this hiking path into somewhere in the mountains?
On the path, I just pushed a branch to the side.
Is there anything ahead of you on the path beyond the branch?
I can't see ahead of me. It's like it's dark.
Okay. Why is it dark? Okay. So try to go beyond the darkness, penetrate the darkness with your energy shield. As sometimes there are forceful blocks put in the path of not seeing so that we can go through the blocks and see beyond. Sometimes it's an energy field. I'm getting that it's an energy field. It's a protectionary field around the path and then around it, sort of like a metallic entrance with, you almost have to feel into the grooves where there's certain buttons that you push to access this kind of like a metallic rock door to get inside beyond the darkness. That is like a cloaking mechanism with a field. This is the shielding of the doors. It's very dense energy. I'm getting blue, green, violet. It's like swirling. It's a defense mechanism to prevent anybody from going through these doors. But this is man-made. It's carved in. It's made to look like a cavern system. Like it's made to look like it's natural, but it's not. Because there's a door carved in. It's like, it's not square, but it's not round either. It's something in between that. There's indentation. It's very subtle, but there are indentations where you have to know a certain code to push on the indents to open this huge door. It's like, I would say 60, 70 feet tall within the darkness. The path leads to it. That's the impression I get. I have no trouble getting through that field. It's like water flowing off of me. It's just a field. But the indentation codes, I don't know the codes to get inside. Binary 888 3 sets of threes. Binary 888 10 4 9, another 8, and a 7 and a 6. Okay, open this door. This one set. Okay, partially open. Here's the other side of it because it opens on both sides. So not to trip an alarm to get security notice. There's the other set. Okay, 18, 2, 7, 4, 555, 0, 7, 1, 1, 4, 2. Okay.
On the other side of the door, like I've been on the other side of the door.
Yeah, I'm opening the other side to get in. Because this is, again, there's protection around these doors, and if you don't have the codes, you can't get in. So I have to, like, it's like picking a lock, finding the frequency of the codes, because they'll change them again very soon.
Like she just plopped me on the other side.
Okay, yeah, I'm in as well. And what do you see?
Seeing is tough. Tall ceilings, like tall.
Yeah, grayish, white, silver, and blue. Like there's combinations on these walls, different colors. How?
That's what I'm sensing. I'm sensing dirt.
Yeah, bottom is dirt, but the walls are like solid. And this is not rock, it's metal mixed with something else because it's silver, it's blue, white, gray. It's like everything is reinforced. It's not like a normal cavern system. It's a huge walkway, but the ground is rock. So they didn't work on the ground that much because this is like an entrance, something bigger. So it wasn't worth paving almost. So it's rocky in this area, it's fine, but the walls are reinforced.
Another shield or something after you come through the door? Is there another shield or something that's blocking me?
Yeah, I'm just walking through the entrance, and it shows me a maze of tunnel systems and just some low, some high. I'm not being blocked by anything, but I feel an energy, like a rushing, like water rushing. So I think there's water somewhere near there, a water source. And this is the back end of a hangar deck facility. Oh. Because there's these edges. As you go further in, it becomes taller. And there's these gliding decks with these sharp edges where the entrance to this big, it's sort of rectangular, sort of circular, like the door, these sharp edges opens up to the walls, and it is metal plated. As you go in, there's different forms of ships, these huge lighting sources above, like round lights. There is ships, and then this hangar deck or launching pad, like a huge launching pad. There's like six craft on one side of the wall and 6 craft on the other. Some are circular, some are sharp angled triangles, like dark grayish black. And it has a sheen of coating on the metallic ones have a sheen of coating, some kind of shielding that they're made out of. The round ones aren't cloaked. Those are older craft. It's human. There's something else. The triangular crafts are not fully human tech, but they had help with humans making it. The more circular craft, smaller ones, they're more like drone craft. And the bigger dark silver, gray black ones, those are manned. Can have a crew of like 300 to 700 people on it. The smaller circular disc-like craft, oh, it's not a complete egg. It's more like a saucer, but more elongated. Those are drones, so you can't man them with people. Human-made drones, but they are like surveillance crafts for what can be mistaken as a UFO. It could theoretically allow 1 or 2 people to pilot it, but it takes a lot of thought consciousness to work with that small craft. It's easier to pilot those triangular crafts because it has a guided system, more so where the drone doesn't have a propulsion system as we know it.
Are you feeling space program energy here? Because I'm not seeing anything. They're blocking me.
I'm not blocked by anything.
I don't know. It could be my team. I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah. I do see a huge hangar deck like space, and I'm seeing drones, and I'm seeing the triangular craft. Although the triangular craft, like they're triangular at the front, but they kind of have like these curves on the side, in the back, so they're like have circular curves. And they can fly up high in the altitude for reconnaissance. They're manned.
Download that besides chemtrails, there are malevolent craft that fly much higher out of sight that are spraying, but we can't see it.
Yeah, there's craft like that, but these are reconnaissance, surveillance, and monitoring adversarial countries, other countries, what they're up to with anti-gravity propulsion systems and weapons. So these are like spy craft.
My sense is that this is a malevolent base, though. You're saying it's not?
It's a monitoring reconnaissance base. It's to see what the adversaries are doing. It has nothing to do with spraying. They are shielded, but I don't think that's to do anything with that base. It's a monitoring facility. And that's all I'm sensing is there. I don't see a base with too many personnel. I don't see a huge disclosure base. I'm seeing it is a facility with crafts there. It is for monitoring. It is for making sure that the other countries don't have this anti-grav technology that the States has, that the US military has. So that's what this...
You feel that this is deep state? I feel like it's deep state.
It has to do with the US military, Black Ops. So, yeah, I feel Black Ops, military. So that's what's there. I don't see a huge Space Force base.
Else, there are these boxes, these metal boxes that looks like some kind of a utility box you'd see in somebody's yard for electricity. It's like a angular kind of box, and it's like a bluish color. And these boxes are being used to pump out frequencies to be able to send out mind control frequencies. And it's like there's a box plus like a dish that goes with it to be able to broadcast it out.
I'm seeing pillar-like devices that are shielders for this facility.
There's 7 frequency boxes in that location.
There is. This is to protect this facility.
Like, no, it's frequency boxes that could be used to initiate their zombie apocalypse, whatever they want to call it. And they're frequency boxes that they're portable and they can be taken anywhere. And there are several here, but they're below the ships. There's more below. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, there's definitely dews down there. It's a dew in my mind is like a round disc that they somehow launch, or they're on a ship. I'm not really clear on it, but they're the direct energy weapons, and there's dews there.
Yes.
Clean room is the frequency boxes. Yeah, so there's weapons there. There's dews, frequency weapons. How many dews? There's a bunch. There's over 100 dews. You see them? They're like discs.
Yeah, it's a huge cylindrical platform underneath, like way down, going down even further than this hangar. It's underneath. So there's more underneath sections, but I'm not getting that this is a disclosure base.
Oh gosh, no, it's got weapons though. They have tanks. They have like 5 tanks.
Not typical tanks. they have laser guided systems on these tanks.
Yeah, it's not like what you'd see.
It's not old tanks. It's more like a Humvee type vehicle, but bigger. So, and it's kind of like round at the back and rectangular, circular at the front. So it's more sleek than a normal tank looking. It's not a normal tank. Not like the old style ones. It's modernized. Yeah. This is a weapons facility. It's not your typical DUMS. This is not your typical DUM. This is more advanced than a DUMS, but it is human run, but it's mostly automated. So this is definitely a facility that's there, but it's not what it seems like, and it's not what's going to be reported that it is as a disclosure thing. So
Oh gosh, no. Yeah, no. It
yeah.
has disclosure.
Oh
Nothing to do with good ETs. I feel that. I know that.
no, and it has nothing to do with Space Force or the good that they're claiming that's under that mountain as a base. It's not that kind of a facility. Okay. Is there anything else important there that we need to look at?
I'm getting no.
Yeah, me too. I think we're pretty good and done there.